Welcome to another episode of the Waffle Shop podcast. Today, I'm joined by one of my favorite singer-songwriters. She's back for round two. It's Kelli-Leigh. Welcome
Oh,
back.
thanks for having me, Taylor. How's it going?
All good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Which it was really bizarre, isn't it? Because we first recorded. I think we were saying before we kind of hit the record button, like in lockdown.
I mean, that is mind blowing. It's gone really fast, then, hasn't it?
Because I feel like I had to like scroll back quite a lot to find our episode. And I was like, well, what did we speak about last time? Because
Oh no,
I don't want to talk
did you have
about
to
the
go
same
back and
thing.
listen to the whole thing? Oh my
No, do you know what though? Because it gave me goosebumps. 'Cause I don't know if you remember this, but
God.
like you had one of like the musical moments that I have. Obviously, I have a bit of a weird relationship with music anyway. Like the goosebumps never lie. And you did a few runs for me on I can't remember what song it was. I can't
No,
do
I
it.
got
I'm
you.
not good.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, stop it. Oh, you've done it
Oh,
again.
stop
No.
it.
So yeah, and now we're
Oh,
back,
so
back for
sweet.
round two. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me again. That's very nice. To be asked back means I did something okay the first time round, so that's good news.
You can't do it any wrong in my eyes, especially when it
Oh,
comes to the music. I mean, bangers, absolute bangers every time.
oh, thank you.
We start each one of these shows with something called the weekly waffle. That's something's minor that's annoyed me, that's got off, that I need to get off my chest to make me feel a bit better.
Hmm.
As we're here with a bit of a Christmas theme, we're going into December. Obviously, someone's got some Christmas music coming out. We'll get waffling about in a little bit.
Yes.
But something that kind of gets on my nerves when it comes to Christmas is Christmas tree etiquette.
Right.
Now,
Ooh, what's
we've had
this?
2 years pretty much locked away in our house with, we've getting the joy out of anything that we possibly can to keep ourselves sane.
Yeah.
I suggested that I might potentially put up my Christmas tree this weekend, and I got like, I think one person in the office even booed.
I mean, I'm not here for this Scrooge behavior. Okay.
That's it. That's the
I
name of it.
I mean, Christmas, well, I mean, maybe I'm biased because it's my favorite time of year. But listen, there's so much joy in putting the tree up and the decorations. And I mean, my mister won't allow me to do it until December 1st. So that's our own
Okay.
little compromise because I'm like, I want it now. And he's like, December 1st. So December 1st, okay, okay. But then there's some people like not until like later in December. But I'm like, by the time you put it up, you're gonna have to take it
Take it
down.
back down
But why
again.
can't you exactly enjoy the Christmas joy? So I feel like if you want to put your tree up now, go for it because Mariah's already like said not yet, and now she's like here already. So I mean, Christmas has started. So
Exactly. As soon as Halloween's out the way and you hear those high notes, you know what time it is.
you know what time it is? It's Christmas time.
And I think it's very presumptuous that the people in the office who booed me assumed that I took it down from last year. it's, just, it's been a busy year.
Please, no, did you take it down? Or did
No, I
you leave
did.
it?
I did.
Okay, that would have
I'm
been
not that
so funny
lazy.
then. That'd have been
I
so
just
funny.
change it depending on what year it is. Like I put
Yeah,
eggs on
just
it
take
at
off a.
Easter, I put
Uh,
pumpkins on it at Halloween.
that's so good. I love that idea, the year-round tree.
You
I'm
know what? I
for.
feel like there's something there.
Yeah, I'm for it. Just because you've got Christmas joy and spirit in your soul doesn't mean that light should be diminished by anyone else. That's what I have to say.
Oh, that was beautifully put. I
Thank
love
you.
that.
Don't know where that came from.
Write that down. We'll listen to this
Write that
back and
down
write.
quickly. Yes. Let's put on a greetings card. Maybe we should start our own greetings card company. That'd be fun.
Oh, they have the best shot. You know what I've always wanted to do as well? You know those people who do like the Now CD compilations?
Yes.
What a cool job that would be to put
That'd
all
be
those
so
songs
cool.
together.
I know that. Do you know what? That is my one really cool thing. We've just moved house recently and clearing out the CD tower. And I came across the Now CD with James Hype of More Than Friends with my name on it. And I was like, dreams do come true. Don't know, I've gone Disney there. But
That was
yeah.
that was beautiful. My heart felt very warm then.
Very, very warm and lit. And a bird came and sat on my shoulder. Oh no, this is terrible.
This is too much Christmas joy
This,
going
this
on.
is too much Christmas joy. Yeah, let's dumb it down a little bit. It's freezing
Scrooge.
outside. Does that help?
So it's
And
horrible.
it's
It's
been really
miserable. It's
raining.
raining.
It's miserable. Yeah.
Here we go, back in the room.
Back in the
Is there anything, obviously, you mentioned then about Christmas being your favorite time of the year. Is there anything
room.
that winds you up about Christmas?
Um, I think that's a good question. Okay, yeah. I'm going to say what winds me up is that I love all the Christmas classic songs, but we need to be letting in new music through on the radio for new
Oh.
Christmas classics. I may have an agenda here, but that's not the point. The point
It's
is,
my job to make the segues on this shit.
that's so true. It is your job, but also I think the Boxing Day sales, I kind of feel like that's my little Scrooge moment, because like you go and buy all your nice presents, all that kind of things, you get it under the tree, and then Boxing Day, like everything's probably like half price. So then you're like, what's the point in even buying Christmas presents? May as well wait. But then that ruins the joy of Christmas, opening something little. But yeah, can't they just leave that like January sales? Make that actually January. Don't start that on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
It
I
just
always
feels a
feel
bit like,
sorry for like the staff, like retail staff.
yes,
Like,
let them have
especially
the
like
time off.
there's one shop in particular where they open at like 6 a.m. on Boxing Day.
Oh my God,
I'm not
no.
going to name it because I don't mind it. They do nice wrapping paper.
Yeah.
but
But
like 6 a.m. on Boxing
no,
Day, like you're
where's the
just getting in from Christmas.
where's the Christmas joy? I mean, no, it's not right. I just feel like
I
that should
agree
be
with you on
like,
that.
yeah, Boxing Day should be like national day off as well, unless you're traveling home and like, like petrol stations and stuff.
Yeah.
Should just be like,
Or if you're
no,
driving home after Christmas,
driving
maybe.
home after Christmas. He hasn't done that song. That's Chris Rea's comeback. Why hasn't he done that like Mr. Mambo #5, who brought out 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? That song bombed though. So maybe Chris Rea's
No,
that's
he
why he's not
did.
done it.
Lou Bega.
Yeah, do you not remember 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? And he goes around again, but it really ended. You know, that was some
No.
A&R, that was some A&R and some record label was like, do you know what? We've got a hit here, lads. Let's just do it again. They'll love it. And then the public were like,
It's like
no, we
Mambo
don't.
#6.
Yeah, Mambo. It was. I actually think it was called Mambo #6.
Oh, Mambo #5 was like the first CDs I ever bought.
I mean, original, fair play, but to come back with the same song as another, no,
No, Lou.
Lou.
You've been sold a dream there.
Yeah, totally did. Poor guy.
Poor Lou.
Recorded it and everything, and then, whew. Anyway,
Oh, anyway, right.
anyway,
We're a music podcast.
yes.
So, obviously, if you have been living under a rock and you don't know who Kelli-Leigh is, obviously you've heard the songs I Got You, I Want to Feel. My personal favorite, which I've been banging out at the moment, is Good with Mr. Jam.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, all bangers, no mash with you, as always. But
Thanks a
you're
lot.
now back with some Christmas bangers
I am.
or some Christmas pigs in blankets, if you
Yes.
must.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Underneath the Tree, I brought out last year. It was my first ever
Yes.
Christmas single release. And I ended up having 3 national TVs with it. Steph's Pat Lunch, Sunday Brunch, bought the video, CBBC. And yeah, we got playlisted on like, I think it was like 60 odd regional radio stations, 19 put it on the
Smashing it.
A list. And it was really great. And like it reacted so well, did 500,000 streams on my own label. And I also just love Christmas. It was so fun to write that record with St. Louis, who's an incredible artist and songwriter. And I just knew from last year, as soon as we brought it up, I was like, I want to do this again. I want to bring out an EP. So the day that I actually brought out the Underneath the Tree music video, the day I premiered that, I was actually in the studio with Kingdoms, who's Sean Mack and Dom Liu, and we wrote Unwrap My Heart. And so I just knew that this year I wanted to bring out the Christmas EP and, hopefully let people have time to fall back in love with Underneath the Tree, because that's the second record on the EP, and then add a couple more in there as well. So very excited.
It is exciting because I feel, to be honest, it's the first I've heard them. Absolute bangers.
Yes, so you heard them now. Yes, thank you.
It's the first Christmas song that I've listened to of 2022.
Oh my God, such an honor.
Yeah, it is, because I'm normally like, I don't mind the tree going up early, but Christmas music, I'm like December. That Christmas music is December. Like the tree's okay because you can get used to the tree being like, because you've got to move everything. But Christmas music, it's like December the 1st, bam, the classics, all of it. And I heard it and I was like, oh, it's like, like that feeling when you get like when I'm a Celebrity comes back on TV, like, oh, it's the build up to Christmas. I had that same little like, it's Christmas soon.
Thank you so much. I love that. What was your favorite one? Tell me.
Well, I like the cover. purely
Yes.
because it's
It's-
literally that was like a proper like it felt like I was like sat in front of the TV with a hot chocolate wrapping presents. It was like that. Ah,
yes. That is so funny that you said that, because that was part of my write-up of what the Christmas song was for me. I mean, the Christmas song is my favorite Christmas record of all time. So I
yeah.
knew I wanted to put a cover on the EP, obviously, because it's Christmas and you want that nostalgia. But I just had so much fun recording that. And actually my vocal on it is the demo vocal, because I was putting a scratch
Wow.
vocal down because I was in the studio with Aidan Glover and Lee Tyler, and Aidan owns Talbot Studios, which is all analog and vintage and to tape.
Yeah.
So we decided we wanted to do
Oh
this kind of,
wow.
yeah, we wanted to record it that way, so it had that extra layer of warmth, recording to tape and, you know, analog and everything. And Lee Tyler has mixed a lot of my records, so I wanted to get the two of them into the studio to produce this record together. So we lay down the chords. That's Aidan playing piano and the bass and everything on there. And I just wanted to put a little scratch vocal down just to get the vibes, because we were going to record the strings and I was going to redo the vocals later, because I wasn't like, that day it was just going in the studio to prepare it.
Yeah.
But it just sounded so magical to me that I was in the place and my voice was in the zone. And that is pretty much the take. We did, I think, 2 takes and probably comped very slightly, like 2 little moments, but that was it. We
Yeah.
didn't even set up pop shield or anything. We just put the mic in the room for me just to put the scratch down, and I just knew I wasn't gonna deliver the take in the same way, or I would have
Yeah.
started to over analyze it or overthink it when I go back in to record properly. So I just wanted to go with the feeling of that moment and the magic of that. And yeah, so it means a lot to hear that. And
Ah.
it's just, yeah, it felt like Christmas to me. It feels like the fireplace is on. And so yeah.
Do you know what though? It's really nice. I'm going to say something really cheesy, but I think like that is kind of sums up Christmas, because obviously you get the hype, you get all like the stress of it, but then it's those little moments. Like imagine like when you were obviously performing that vocal and was capturing that in that like precise moment.
Yes.
Then looking back, I'm like, yeah, that was good. No,
Oh,
that's what Christmas is all about.
it is, yeah, it's just that, yeah, those moments of joy. Because I think, yeah, I suppose my other bugbear is, you know, that the pressure to have, you know, the consumerism side of things is very
Yeah,
intense and all that kind of stuff. But really, it's just about, it's the one time of year where we get to find our magic again, as like when we were kids, you know,
definitely.
and you know, watching fun magical movies. And I mean, some people do that all year round, but it's like for some people who are more like, you know, cynical or whatever, this is the time of year where everybody in the world is actually allowed to go, oh, let me just have some fun and play games and overindulge and, you know, connect with friends or family or whoever it is that is dear to you, and makes you feel special, you know, whatever that looks like. And find comfort of just being together and feeling like, God, I've made it through another year, you know.
Yes,
Just
we did it
like,
again. Yes.
we did it again, and yeah, and I just love it. I love the magic of it, and the Christmas lights, and I love it when you wrap up warm. And I love hot chocolate. I mean, actually, if I was like mayor or something, I would campaign for like nearly year round, but like good 6 month round of hot alcohol in pubs. Because you have like the
Oh,
mulled wine bit at Christmas or whatever, and then it like stops, and it's like, no, February is still freezing. And if I have to go to the
still
pub,
freezing in July.
it's still freezing in July. Exactly. Hot alcohol is a thing. So I don't want to go to pub. I don't like pints and stuff. So I just like a hot toddy, spiced apple with a bit of
Oh,
brandy, you know, hot chocolate
I
with a
bet
little bit
your
of
house
rum
smells
in it.
amazing at Christmas.
Well, don't know if you're saying that. Maybe it should. Yeah. I mean, maybe I should be
It
making.
should,
I'm
yes. Yeah, I
just
was going to say.
complaining about this stuff. I'm not actually making it myself. You've called me out
So
now, there, Taylor.
we've got like 4 business ideas in the space of 10 minutes with this.
I
We're going to
know.
start a
Do you know
Christmas
what?
card company. We've got
Yes,
now we're going to have a year round
year round
hot
hot
Christmas
alcohol
drinks.
shops. Yes. Oh my God, it would do so well, apart from that bit and when we suddenly have the extreme heat wave. But what we could do is make iced versions.
Yes.
And then as soon as it gets to September, where it's suddenly freezing and rainy again, we're like, we got you covered.
Oh,
I know.
to be honest, it's foolproof.
It's foolproof.
I honestly think we've got something here.
We've actually got something, me and you, which is copyrighted now. If anyone's listening, this is copywritten, patented Dragon's Den.
Yes,
Yeah.
Theo. I can't say his surname, but
Pathetis.
Pathetis. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving
Anyway.
swiftly past that, but you mentioned the song title of one of the songs on the EP a second ago,
Yes.
and it's something that is very timely, and I think it's a quite a reflective time of year. If you see what I did there, see, took the
Yes.
time of year.
Love it.
But I wanted to ask with this because obviously we know your voice from these massive pop, I mean R&B bangers, and did you have to be in a certain place when you were writing these Christmas songs? Because obviously you think of Christmas, you think like joy and thing like that, but obviously there's a side of Christmas that is very reflective. Obviously, a
Mhm.
lot of people do think that, oh, thank God, I'm gonna swear, but like, thank fuck we made it another year. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean?
exactly.
So
Yes.
when putting together like the lyrics and like, what was that kind of process like for you?
Honestly, it was so fun. And actually, I don't want to say the word easy sounds, that sounds wrong, but for me it flowed. That's probably the better word to say.
That's good.
Because I just love Christmas. And also writing this EP was an exercise in some of my creative freedom of not writing something which had to be like a pop dance banger, you know.
Yeah,
And then also doing some of the features I do and stuff. Obviously I love the music I write, but sometimes in some of the dance world it can be a bit formulaic. So,
yeah.
you know, Christmas is the time to spread your wings and express yourself and have the sparkles and the glitter and, you know, and yeah, and this time of year I really wanted to write something which was a bit more New Year's Eve, because obviously we've got Underneath the Tree, which is full bells out, you know, Mariah
Full
inspired,
day.
you know, so all that kind of stuff, you know, Darlene Love, and then Unwrap My Heart, which is a bit more sentimental and just, you know, still asking Santa to find me someone, so it's still very Christmas. So this time of year I wanted to kind of focus more on that year wrap up and New Year's Eve type
Yeah,
moment. um and just to say like that, like the best part of it is just like we've made it, and let's just celebrate the highs and lows of what a year brings basically. And it is ups and downs. Like I remember, you know, my starting of this year in January, like I was out abroad in Antigua. Our friend had rowed the Atlantic, so we'd gone out to
oh
see him
wow.
cross the finish line. It's pretty amazing. I think they did it in like 28 days or 27 days with no wind or
Bloody
something. I
hell.
came second place. It was amazing. um and yeah, I was feeling low and wondering what was going to happen next, because I wasn't sure if I was going to get my second signed single, and I wasn't sure what the year would bring. And then this year has just brought itself, like New Chic suddenly getting my best radio play on Radio 1 ever. um
Yes.
and you know, I've done over 600,000 streams on that record on my own label, and the videos and the visual concepts I've had this year with back shooting that on Ibiza Rocks, and you know, it's really turned around. And I felt like this time of year was something I wanted to write, obviously, but before any of this happened. But I
Yeah.
wanted to write something which sort of just like reflected on that and actually felt, you know, triumphant and as a celebration. It's like when you get to the last section of that song, you know, you've got the this time of year, and it like really goes off, and like I wanted that to feel like, you know, how that feels magical and massive and just like yes, and celebrate. And then as it finishes and it's just got the little bits of chords that Aidan Glover's playing on that as well, it just sounds really beautiful and sort of wraps it up. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this period. And funny enough, this time of year I wrote with Bynan, who's an amazing producer who does Sophie Tucker, and he also produced You Don't Know Me for me, which I brought out a few years ago.
Yes.
um and he really wanted to write a bang and dance track in our session, and I was like, I really want to write another Christmas record. He was like, I don't want to write Christmas record, I want to write bang and dance track. So we had this like awkward like two and a bit hours of trying to write dance stuff, and I just wasn't there. And then he went,
Just like occasionally ring like a sleigh bell or something.
yeah,
Just
I just
ring
every
'em.
now and then I just started pressing play on Christmas, and he was like, no, I don't want to do Christmas. Christmas is cheesy. I don't want to do Christmas. And I was like, so I'd try and do the dance stuff. It wasn't working. And then finally he went down and sat at the piano and started playing this chords, and I went, there's a magic in the air, sweet December winter's breath. I literally just, it came to me, and he went, you really want to write Christmas, don't you? And I was like, yeah, those chords are amazing. Keep going. And then he was like, all right, I'm not going to fight you on this. I'm not fighting you. Let's just go. And then actually he loved it in the end. But it was really funny. I just couldn't write anything else. It was like I needed to just get it out
Yeah.
of me. And then once it was there and I had it, I was like, okay, now I can focus on
I
the
can breathe.
next.
Yeah,
Now I
now,
can breathe.
now I go
Now
go
I can
back to
breathe.
my summer anthems, my
Yes,
summer
yes. Now,
bangers.
now we can get some
Oh,
anthems in the
needed
yeah.
that.
Yeah, it totally did. And then just and then it radiated, and I just found it so much fun. You
But
know.
that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Do you know what? And can I see it on your face? Like, I remember this now. Like, I feel very nostalgic now we're having this conversation again because I could literally sit and talk to you about music all day. The way you talk about it, and like I can see like on your face like how much joy it actually brings you. Like,
Oh,
it makes me
thanks.
all like hyper. Like, yes.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. I do. I just feel very passionate about, music and doing the CP. It really felt like I just got to exercise myself and my writing and
Yeah.
my vocal melodies and my ideas and it feels really special, and I'm really hoping it gets received well. And I've got my fear that I hope it gets playlisted in the right places. I just
Yeah.
want people to hear it basically, and I want it to have the life and opportunity that I dream for it.
Yeah.
So all I can do is have my fingers crossed and hope people discover it and hope radio give it a chance. And up there next to Mariah, hopefully one day, the Queen of Christmas. But yeah, so I'm ready for it to come out. I've been working on this since last December, and
Yeah.
we were the Christmas song we recorded, I think it was March or April, and then the mixes and masters were done in June, and then the artwork was over summer. Like
You've literally had a year of Christmas.
I've had a year of Christmas in amongst flying back and forth
Yeah.
from Ibiza, listening to Christmas mixes in the blazing hot sun. So it's like,
And you're still not sick of it. You must really love Christmas.
I really do. Do you know, it's just, it feels like, yeah, like what you're saying and saying you love it. And then some of the people that have started to hear it and the feedback I've been getting, that makes me really excited. So that refires it up. And then I also
Good.
know, like, January, I know all the stuff that's coming next. So I just want to fully immerse myself in the Christmas zone right now.
I love that though. And one of the things I did want to ask about, especially on the theme of like the time of year and kind of looking back, and I'm a big believer in kind of like gratitude and kind of being thankful of like what
Mm,
we do have rather than what we don't have. So obviously it's very
yeah.
easy to kind of fall into that trap. How do you have those moments when you look like you mentioned one at the beginning when you pulled out that now and that's what I call music CD and your name was on there? You must have those moments like looking back and be like, yeah, I did that. Like that, your voice has obviously soundtracked people's Ibiza trips, their first holidays, their first like breakups, their first relationships. Like, do you look back at those moments and like, yeah, I did that.
I mean, yes, sometimes I do. I mean, like, yes, you're so right. And like practicing gratitude. In fact, one of my favorite books is a book called Thank and Grow Rich by Pam Grout. And it's not rich as in the monetary value, it's rich as in life
Yeah,
and feeling. And that book really got me through some difficult times. And I keep it with me a lot. And sometimes I just like dive back in. And she does this whole thing about party games and like really being thankful for moments and making it really simple when you're having a really bad time, like thank like your bed sheets for getting into bed, or your cup of tea in the morning, or whatever small thing is that you can put yourself on that vibrational frequency of gratitude. And yes, I've definitely had to, like, I am really proud of what I've done, but I have definitely found frustration in knowing where I could be,
yeah,
and the flaws in the music industry, and the lack of support for women, and the lack of support for women of color, and especially
yeah,
in dance music. And so there's definitely times where I've felt low, because I've been like, I know I've got something, but it's sometimes so hard to break through,
yeah,
just getting that extra bit of radio play support, or that extra playlist support, or those kind of things. And when we're battling with the algorithm and
yeah,
and paid spend, TikTok's algorithm has now changed, and it's constantly promoting at me like paid promotions and stuff. And you're like, and it definitely isn't great for people who come from working class backgrounds and
Yeah.
stuff, because if you're an upcoming artist who doesn't have money to pay for the advertising spend, how do you get seen and heard? So there are definitely moments where, you know, sometimes they're like, it's like a war, it's like a battle, you know. But
Yeah.
then when you look back and you hear things, or you go and do a show and someone goes, oh my God, I can't believe you sang that record, that meant this to me. And then literally now getting this Grammy nominated writer credit for on the Diplo
Yes.
album, that, like, you know, it's just,
Phenomenal. Congratulations.
thank you so much. Honestly, that was like, for me, it was like a little moment again from like the universe going, you're doing the right thing, like keep going in that direction, just
Yeah.
keep going, keep pushing. And yeah, and then that makes me remember as well, just to go, God, this is my job, this is what my job is. So for all the stuff that isn't great, I actually get to sing and write lyrics for a living, and get to have chats with lovely people like yourself. And you know, it's this, yeah. But I think it's so lovely to speak to you actually and hear you say that, because it is one of those moments you just got to go, be thankful for this.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I said it the first time when obviously we jumped on the recording, like, 2 years ago, like, I got me through, and it's still to this day. Like, I was in the office today and I put a playlist of all the musical guests that I had on, and then someone was kind of like vibing to I Got You, and I was just like, yes, I was like, I've got the singer who sings this coming on my show later. And they're like, oh, what? I was like, and then it's like this whole one thing that really winds me up about you is that not many people know that that is you. And I think you
Yeah.
said it before, like, it's such a huge compliment, obviously, to be compared, obviously, to Whitney, but I was like, nope, it's Kelli-Leigh.
Thank you so much. And do you know what's so weird about that as well? And I think it's always like, because it's my story, when you live with your own story for so long, you don't know if you're like, oh, I sang that record, it sounds like you're just banging on about it. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
we all know. And then but then you were in the office with someone today who didn't know. And it's like that someone else new to possibly discover me and my music. And
Definitely.
I think that's the thing. It's just being, you know, unashamed about just really just constantly broadcasting it. No, that's me. I
Yeah.
remember someone tweeted once, Austin Darbo, who was the head of Atlantic. And I think he is still head of Atlantic, but he was at Spotify. And I remember him tweeting once, and it really stuck with me, like Nike and Coca-Cola, they advertise every day, and
Yeah.
McDonald's. And we know their brands inside and out, but they still advertise every single day continuously. And everybody knows them. Like
Yeah.
you kids know them from Quick. And you're like, actually, yeah. So sometimes when you feel worried or nervous about, as an artist, going, oh, I did this and I did that, and check out my music, without
Yeah.
being annoying, actually you have to go, nope, you know, actually you are having new people discover you each time. So yeah.
You need to be like, it's a bit of self-love. You need to show it. You need
Yes.
to shout about it. Like, you weren't given those talents for nothing.
Oh, thank
So,
you. Yeah, it's true. It's
I
true. Who
mean, at
knows
least
what it's
yours,
got?
you can sing. I sit in front of a fucking waffle.
But clearly you've got a talent, because you have so many people on your show now. It's full time. It's incredible. Like,
It is weird.
congratulations. It's
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Slayed it.
To be
Slayed.
oh,
Oh,
Christmas
Christmas
pun.
slay. Christmas slay.
No, it is, but that's why I wanted to say about the whole gratitude thing, because putting that playlist together of like the guests that I've had on the show, and I was just like, I literally sat in my bedroom as in lockdown, and now I'm at this point where like people who go on and stages and sing like my favorite songs know my name. That in
Yes.
enough to me is just like, okay, you've done something special here. And it's just the same with your songs. Like, I'm a huge believer in, I think it was Usain Bolt actually. You said like he trained for like, I think it was like 10 years to run
Mm.
like 4 or 5 seconds, or however
Yes.
ridiculous. I don't know if it's that fast, but like, so it's
Yeah.
just like, you've got to keep going. And I say it pretty much every episode, but you can do anything you put your mind to,
Yeah.
but the only thing you can't do is give up.
Yes. Oh my God, I love that. Come through.
I
I love it. There's so many golden nuggets in this show. I love it.
know.
You know what,
This is what we do.
it's so true. You just can't give up. It's always on, you know, you hear about so many people that is like just on that edge, and then something happens. So yeah, I
Exactly.
think it just comes down to like an individual person's resilience and stamina for what makes them happy. And even though sometimes this industry is really hard, creating music makes me happy. And
Yeah.
like in
You
the
can
studio
see that on
today,
your face, literally, when you
yeah,
talk about it.
just like, it's my joy. I mean, yeah, like studio today, we wrote something which is wicked. And I can hear where it's going to go and the vision. And you never know what you're going to do when you go into a session, if it's going to
Yeah.
be something good, or it's going to be something that's okay, or it's going to be something that's great. Like when I went in the studio to write Underneath the Tree with St. Louis, I had no idea. And I just went in, I didn't know him, we'd never met before, and he just sort of said, what would you like to write? And I just did not want to write another dance record at that point. It was the end of 2019. It was my last session of the year. And I said, I want to write a Christmas record. And he said, oh my God, so do I. I've always wanted to do that. And then Underneath the Tree was born, and I would have had no idea heading off up to like King's Cross for my session that day, like what it was going to bring, or or what my mindset was at that point, my mood was, or what he was going to be like, if
Yeah.
we were going to connect or not. It's just, I definitely love the adventure of that, the magic of just not knowing.
Oh, I feel all wholesome now after this.
I love it.
See, looking ahead then, obviously we've done this. So the EP is out today. So you can go and
Today,
listen to it,
listen,
stream it
stream,
everywhere, buy it, more
download,
importantly.
buy, please. Yes, please buy it.
We need more bangers, so we need to buy.
Yes, yes, please. We need some new Christmas music for you guys to then listen to every year on repeat forever until the end of time.
Even in summer, on the way back from
Even in summer.
Ibiza.
No, do you know what? Some people were. I mean, it was very low numbers, but my like Spotify stats, you can see like every single day, and
Yeah.
I mean, it was very low, and I'm talking like 20 people low, but like, or 20 streams. Maybe it was one person just playing over and over again, but it was. Oh my God, I love it. July, everyone's listening to.
Do you know when you get like your Spotify Wrapped? It tells
Yes.
you. I'm sure there was like for 3 years in a row. It was for some bizarre reason. It was Band-Aid. Do they know it's Christmas?
Oh my goodness. Was
I
that
was like,
actually on
what
top
am I?
record?
Seriously, for 3 years in a row, that was in my top like Spotify
Oh
Wrapped.
my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow, that's a real commitment.
it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And I listen to music all day, every day. So that was
Is
yeah.
it your wake up song?
No,
No,
I don't
so
know
your
what it
alarm goes
is
off.
because it's not the
Today.
original. It's not
Oh,
the remake. It's like the one in the middle. And I think remember when Dizzy
oh.
Rascal did a rap on it?
Oh my
It was
goodness, that's so
it,
obscure.
yeah. It's that one.
Oh my God, respect.
Yeah,
Solely bringing in Dizzy's royalties on that record now. Love that. So it's
they
probably
love
it's
it.
probably you then. Yeah, somewhere in summer, someone was listening to Underneath the Tree, Underneath the Tree. But I'm not complaining. So
Yeah, no, Christmas
yeah,
forever.
Christmas forever. All year round.
So looking forward, do you
Yes.
have any New Year's resolutions? What's coming next year?
Ooh,
Can
good
you say
question.
what's coming next year?
I do.
Oh,
I can say I've definitely got a collab with Jess Bays coming
oh,
early in the new
okay.
year, because she's already posted that online, not the track, but obviously that it's
It's
coming, so
coming.
I can mention that. A couple others that I can't fully mention yet: the DJ Hicks record, Oh No You Didn't,
Didn't.
it
Yes.
didn't, which has come out, is doing really well. It's been playlisted in 2FM Ireland. It's just started shazamming in
Good.
Ireland on the Shazam Island chart, so I think that might carry into January, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that does. And Hicks is like a really, really super lovely guy, so I hope that record does well for him too. But yes, I've got more to come, more me records in the pipeline. Next single pretty much confirmed, so I think I'm going to let January happen, because I've got a couple of those features coming. I think that's going to be January, February. Those feature records are coming, or collabs, and then obviously I'm going to go to LA for the Grammy season and do some writing session out there, which I'm very excited about.
Are you heading to the
I don't know. I don't know. As a writer on the album, I don't know if I would actually get a ticket or not. But I'm just going to be out there and be around
yeah,
and stuff like
just
that, and
sneak in.
sneak. Yeah, just absolutely sneak in. I'll be like, I came here a few years ago. Do you guys remember
Yeah.
me?
If you don't ask,
And
you don't get.
you,
So
that is so true. That actually happened to me recently. I don't know if I can announce it yet, but for the place that I shot the music video in for Unwrap My Heart, I have to say a massive shout out to Imogen Heap, because she made that happen. And
Ooh,
I literally just asked on a meeting, because I'm on the FAC, the Featured Artists Coalition,
yeah.
and I'm on the board there, and it's really great. I love being part of that and fighting for artist rights in the industry. It's really inspiring. But I just asked if anyone had a location that I might be able to shoot my video in. And I wasn't expecting anything. I thought someone might go, yeah, or like, or no, you know, they might ask this person. She went, yeah, I do. And that was
Wow.
that. So massive, huge respect and shout out to Imogen Heap, because she's a queen and she hooked me right up.
Incredible as well.
Incredible. I couldn't believe it. My jaw hit the floor. I was like, are you joking seriously? She's like, no, I'm being serious. Yeah, absolutely. I was like, thank you, you queen. You've saved me many coins right now. She was really supportive. So, and that was all from Don't Ask, You Don't Get. And I nearly never said anything either. I was like, I might not say anything. And I don't think anyone will anyway. And if I hadn't, the Unwrap My Heart incredible location would not have happened. So
There you go.
yeah,
Big believer in that one. Don't
big
ask, you don't
believer.
get.
Don't ask, you don't get.
What's the
It's
worst
true.
you can say? Say no.
Yeah, exactly. That it really is the worst. If someone just goes no, or just leaves you on red, or you're just ignored. You're like, cool.
On to the next.
On to the next. That is true, actually. It's something I also learned about radio plugging, because we had some of our best radio this year for my records, and the people I've emailed that have just not replied, and emailed again and not replied. And sometimes I'm kind of a bit like, oh, I don't want to be awkward and just like,
Yeah.
you know, send. But then, yeah, with New Chic, when we were plugging that ourselves, we just sent it out, and loads of people were like, yeah, really love this record, we're going to support this. And I was like, you've not replied to my last 4 emails, but yes. And like,
You've got to do it.
yeah, someone was like, I'm so sorry, actually this was in my junk and I missed it, so I'm so glad you sent another email. And you're like, wow, you know. And then someone else the other day I messaged as like a catch up, and he said, oh, I'm so glad you flagged this. I completely slipped my mind, I've passed it on to the right team, so fingers crossed it gets supported. And that was for the Christmas EP. So you never know.
Do you know what? It annoys me. I've said this. It annoys me that you're not even bigger than what you are, because
Oh.
there must be death. But I thought, what would be a fun little thing to do to wrap the episode up? There's another little Christmas pun there for you.
Perfect. You're going to need to put, you need to edit this, so every time we put a pun in, there needs to be like a Christmas ding or something.
Sleigh bell.
Little sleigh bell, something. Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of the game Wrong Answers Only. So
Ooh, okay.
I thought we would do a Christmas themed. So I'm going to ask you 10 quick fire questions.
Okay.
And it needs to be the wrong answers only.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got to answer really quick. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready. This
Are you ready
awesome.
to go?
Ready to go.
Why am I getting nervous?
I
It's
know,
not me
I'm
answering
so
the questions. Okay.
I love games.
What goes on top of the Christmas tree?
A fruit pie.
Lovely. What date is Christmas?
The 4th of July. My brain
Very
wants to say the right answers. This is actually hard.
What do you normally get in a Christmas cracker?
Car keys. Probably do. Some rich
someone's
people's
doing
Christmas
well.
crackers. Yeah. Nice.
Someone's Christmas EP is selling very well.
Could you imagine?
Come
That's a new
to your
Range
house
Rover
at
for
Christmas.
you.
Yeah.
And for you. That's what Mariah's Christmas is like.
Oprah.
Yeah,
You get a
Oprah's,
car.
yeah, Christmas. Yeah, you get a car. Okay, sorry, that was a terrible
Okay.
answer. I think that was a fail, but yeah.
Complete the famous Christmas film, The Nightmare Before.
Brexit. Sorry.
What's
The
your
Nightmare
favorite
of
Christmas song?
What's my favorite Christmas song? I can't think. Somebody that I used to know, Gautier. This is so, I did not expect this to be this hard.
I wasn't expecting that answer at all. What a banger though. I forgot about that one.
Banger.
Oh, okay. Where does Santa live?
In IKEA.
Complete the famous Christmas song. All I want for Christmas is
My 2 front teeth. What's that song?
Name 3 of Santa's reindeers.
Kinder Bueno. Dave,
Double-barreled,
because everybody, yeah, Kinder Bueno double barrel, you know, with the hyphen. Dave and Steve, because everyone knows Dave and Steve.
Very famous reindeers that Santa has.
Yeah.
At, at Christmas, what are you usually roasting on the open fire?
Shoes.
And the last question, what are you buying me for Christmas?
Anything you want, Taylor. Anything you want.
Oh,
But not a car
you
yet. Not yet
not a
until it
car.
streamed really
No.
well.
Yes.
A toy car for now.
Which it will. It will.
It will.
Of course it will. We're manifesting it. It is out now.
It's out
Go
now.
and listen to it. It's full of bangers, all Christmas bangers and no mash.
Christmas bangers and no mash. I love that. By the way, that was so hard because I can't lie. I'm a bad liar. I'm very like say what's on my brain. So my brain was saying the right answers, and I was like, no.
I think it was the frustration on your face that was making me laugh so much. I could see you like screaming the right answer inside.
It was, I know. I think the chestnuts nearly broke me. I'm not gonna lie, they really did.
Well, I can't wait. If you obviously after you've listened to the brand new ribbon, the what? The
brand new ribbon, it works.
Ribbon. Exactly. It's so Christmassy.
It's so Christmas.
Unwrap My Heart, Christmas EP by Kelli-Leigh.
Yeah.
Go and have some shoes on an open fire.
Yes, go and roast your shoes on an open fire, and because all you want for Christmas is your two front teeth.
Exactly. And don't forget to leave some carrots out for Kinder Bueno, Dave and Steve.
That's so good.
You have been an absolute belter again. Honestly, I love you. Like you're great.
Oh,
like
you're so
you know
wonderful.
that about like the music. Like I love it. And I can't wait to see how well this does. Like, and 2023 is only going to bring bigger and better things. And if you get a +1 to the Grammys, don't take Kinder Bueno.
I won't not take no, yeah, I'm gonna take Taylor all the way. Waffle Shop. You can podcast the whole thing. Love it.
Thank you for joining me for a waffle. You're amazing.
Thank you so much, Taylor. Merry Christmas to you and a happy new waffle year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.